Let them eat cake.
I am dumb and sometimes I mess up. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry.
Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing fantastic. I know I am, especially this week with everything going on. Let's just try and get into it today because there's a lot to delve into. Haleyy Baylee, as she goes on TikTok, is under extreme scrutiny and under extreme fire right now because of her recent Met Gala look.
Let them eat cake.
Who took the bomb?
It's not even necessarily what she wore, even though that does play a part to play in it, but it's specifically what she decided to say and the setting she decided to orchestrate this TikTok under. For those of you who don't know, obviously the Met Gala happened last week, and of course, like normally it was this big thing. However, a lot of people have been boycotting the Met Gala or scrutinizing the Met Gala or trying to shut down the Met Gala, protesting the Met Gala, highlighting how crazy it is that we're also supposed to be hung up over celebrities when there's quite literally multiple genocides happening right now in the world, alongside multiple celebrities refusing to speak up on it, as they really should be. So obviously there's a lot of discourse regarding the Met Gala, and it's definitely raised a lot of discourse surrounding it. But specifically, let's go into Haleyy Baylee. So Haleyy Baylee decides to, and she's outwardly admitted this, by the way, before all the stands want to come in my comments, because a lot of you guys want to try it with me, but I'll happily try it with you because I've got time today. Haleyy Baylee outwardly says that her outfit, her theme, everything that she's come to the Met Gala for, as she's been invited to come to the Met Gala, is based around Marie Antoinette. No way that you can view her outfit outside of that theme. She has outwardly said that her theme is Marie Antoinette, and that is very important to the reason as to why she's under incredible scrutiny right now. So for those of you who also aren't aware, Marie Antoinette, for a very quick history lesson, very quickly, Marie Antoinette was an elitist prior to the French Revolution. The part of the very rich, upper class, wealthy people of that demographic, specifically in that period of time. So obviously Haleyy has come to this event dressed as an elitist person. Instantly that made a lot of people upset, because considering most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck and can barely make ends meet, who are literally outwardly deciding to cosplay as a French elitist prior to the French Revolution. It's a little bit weird, but anyway, that's not really the meat of it. The meat of it is that Marie Antoinette is known to say a very infamous phrase, so let them eat cake. So the reason as to why Marie Antoinette, prior to the French Revolution, said, so let them eat cake, is that she was saying that as a response to when she was being told that her peasants, the common folk of her land, her peasants were quite literally starving. They had no more bread. They had nothing else left to eat. So she literally just responded as, oh, well, so let them eat cake. Basically just trying to rub salt in the wound, and basically saying that, oh, well, it's their fault, not mine. Obviously, with anyone with more than 3 brain cells, I'm praying would be able to understand as how insensitive that is. Considering Haleyy made an apology, if you can even call it that. Considering Haleyy made an apology, everyone should be able to tell and realize and recognize that that was extremely distasteful. The fact that the bottom majority are suffering, the fact that the bottom majority are going through, whether it's genocides, cost of living crisis, whatever you want to call it, the fact that the bottom majority are going through so much, and then you think that it's actually appropriate to put on this costume, put on this song and dance. And then another thing is that she thought that it would be appropriate to do this all in front of the Met Gala, in front of the entrances of the Met Gala, for where pro-Palestinian protesters were known to be protesting. Because obviously, if you don't know, the Met Gala was strategically placed, the Met Gala was strategically orchestrated on the same day Israel is invading Rafah. So how coincidental and interesting that you're deciding to film this TikTok in that exact same area. And before the stands, before the Haleyy Baylee stands, which by the way, you're not getting paid to do this, so I don't know why you're sucking this woman so much, but before the Haleyy Baylee stands to come in my comments and say, oh well, she didn't film it right in front of the pro-Palestinian protesters, she didn't do it, she wasn't right in front of them, whatever. Obviously she's not gonna press play and be right in front of a pro-Palestinian protester and film the TikTok right in front of them, because then obviously people would be saying that she's asking for it. News reportings have reported on it. It's literally a known fact that pro-Palestinian protesters were outside those gates, outside the Met Gala, protesting against this genocide. That's just a fact. So you literally trying to deflect from the issue is just showing your feigned ignorance, and it's embarrassing. Yeah. So obviously with this entire thing, a lot of people are just saying that incredibly tone deaf, it's inconsiderate, it's insensitive. A lot of people are just not having it, to be honest. Especially considering so many people are literally not only just dying, but just suffering to go by their day-to-day lives. Why are you so surprised that people are reacting this way? It just sounds like to me you're upset that people aren't reacting the way that you wanted them to. So obviously people getting upset, and loads of people have been making responses saying how insensitive this is and etc, etc. So obviously Haleyy has now made a response. Now this response, I will show it. In fact, I'll just show you guys the clip, but to me it's not giving apology at all.
Hey guys, I know what a lot of you guys want from me right now is answers, and I want nothing more than to give them to you. So hopefully I can answer every question that you have about what happened on Monday night. About a week and a half before the Met Gala, I was contacted by E to see if I had any interest in being a pre-Met Gala host. There are usually 3 hotels that celebrities leave from to go to the Met Gala. I was stationed at what's called the Mark. I was supposed to do content with celebrities and on air about their departures to the Met. The Met is one of the most exclusive events in all of fashion. You have to be handpicked by Anna Wintour herself to go. That's the only way that you get there. I was not invited by Anna Wintour. I did not hold an actual invitation to the Met Gala. I was involved only as a host, meaning that the moment that the last attendee left the hotel, I went home and I watched the Met Gala coverage from my couch with my friends. That is also why you haven't seen any photos of me on the white and green carpet for the Met Gala, because I was working at the Mark. And I literally wasn't even invited to the Met Gala, so security would have definitely dragged me out. I paid no amount of money to go to the gala because I wasn't invited. Since I was little, I have idolized the Met. I love the costumes and the design, and it has always been one of my biggest dreams to be invited to attend. After entering content creation, I was told that those dreams are nearly impossible if you are not in one of the inner circles of fashion. So when E reached out to me with interest in being a pre-Met Gala host, I immediately said yes, because I just wanted to get even remotely close to it, just to like see the thing I had idolized for so long. I was at the Mark, which is on 77th Street, and the Metropolitan Museum is on 82nd Street. So that's about as close as I was allowed to get to the Met Gala. People that you saw behind me in my videos were people that were lined up outside the Mark to do the exact same thing as me, which was get content with celebrities as they departed for the Met. The dress that I wore was made by hand by a friend. Mark is one of my nearest and dearest friends. I met him back when I was modeling, and we just stayed friends. So then when all of this red carpet stuff started happening for me, I reached out to him, and he started to help me and make dresses for me by hand out of literally the kindness of his own heart. I have never paid him a cent. He has never paid me. We just work on the dresses together because we find it to be really fun. Every single dress I've worn on a carpet this year has all been made by hand by Mark. I have not paid anyone anything. I haven't bought dresses. I haven't paid designers. Mark is the only person that I have worked with. Mark does not have a factory. Mark does not employ a bunch of people to work on these dresses. Every single dress he has made for me, he has made by himself with no one else's help, by hand, out of literally nothing more than the kindness of his own heart. And he's one of the only reasons I've even been able to do what I've done this year, because I wouldn't have had the dresses to go to these events if it hadn't been for him. This now brings me to the audio that I used for that particular video. And first and foremost, before I say anything, I need to apologize. I am so sorry that I chose a sound that you guys could ever possibly feel was malicious in nature. If I had thought for even 1 second that the sound would be received that way, I never ever would have used it. When I film my TikToks, I love to use trending audios and sounds that people are currently using, and this was one of them. The sound has been used in over 110,000 TikTok videos. It's the current trending audio of a glow up trend in the United States and abroad. It's also been used by different makeup artists in the last couple weeks to create Marie Antoinette looks.
Let them eat cake.
Who took the bomb? Who took the bomb?
It's been used by big and small creators alike, with no negative feedback or no negative discussion in the comments.
Let them eat cake.
Who took the bomb?
Let them eat cake.
Who took the bomb?
Let them eat cake.
Who took the
Let them eat cake.
Who took the bomb?
Let them eat cake.
Who took the bomb?
Let them eat cake.
Who took the bomb?
The sound choice truly had no deeper meaning. I never would have chosen a sound on purpose to highlight wealth disparity or elitism. I never even thought it would be taken in that way because I wasn't elite enough to even be invited to the Met Gala because I'm not elite. I'm a normal person. My dumb self just used an audio that I thought was viral and trending and that people recognized from the Marie Antoinette 2006 movie.
Let them eat cake.
Who took the bomb?
I didn't think that much into it, and for that I am so sorry. I did not do my due diligence. Like, I'm so stupid because the things going on in the world today are weighing heavily on everyone's hearts. Innocent men, women, and children are dying. People do not have access to food and water. People are being kicked out of their homes. There are so many things going on in this world that are just wrong. I know that this situation is very complex. I also know that I don't know the right thing to do or say a lot of the time, which leads me to the question everyone is asking, which is, why don't I talk about it? And it's simply because I am not informed enough to talk about it in a meaningful and educational way. I do not have the background knowledge to educate or discuss in a meaningful way. I grew on social media as a comedy creator, and I love comedy. I love making videos, and that's how I gained my platform. But that doesn't mean that the second I started gaining followers on the platform that I automatically knew the right thing to say when it came to world affairs or wars or disputes or death or destruction or crisis. I still am just that same girl who wanted to post her first comedy video a year and a half ago on TikTok. But I do know that as somebody with a big platform, it is my responsibility to always try to be a positive voice and to always try to better myself and be a good example for my audience, because I never want to let them down. At the end of the day, I want to make sure that my words are used for good. And when I don't think that I'm informed enough on a situation, I try not to comment until I am confident that I am actually informed and the things that I'm saying are true. If the pandemic taught me one thing, it was that sometimes celebrities and creators need to sit down and be quiet so that other people's voices can be magnified. The people that are actually well educated and informed on the situation, they're the ones who should be speaking about it. Just because somebody has a following doesn't mean they're necessarily the right person to speak on the issue, especially if they are ill-informed or uninformed on that issue. I do all of this on my own. I don't have a fancy team that selects my sounds or edits my videos or posts my videos or writes the caption. I don't have an editor. I post everything myself. Everything that you see was probably filmed by either me or my boyfriend, edited by me, and then posted by me. And sometimes I am dumb and sometimes I mess up. Sometimes I don't correctly anticipate how people will react or feel to something, and for that I am truly so sorry. It breaks my heart that a video that I posted has added to any of this. It breaks my heart that a video that I posted has made anyone feel less seen or less heard. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. You do not have to accept my apology, but just know that I am so sorry, and I really hope that this sheds a light on all of these issues and opens up a very important discussion. At the end of the day, I am glad though that an unintentional mistake has now been the catalyst for discussing wealth inequality, world crisis, and will hopefully bring about the leaders whose voices should be heard in this. And again, I'm sorry. It is my job as a content creator to apologize whenever I make anyone feel unseen or unheard, even if it's unintentional.
What was that? What was that? You might as well have just not said anything at this point, because that was not an apology. I don't know what. It's like, I cannot stand when these big influencers or these celebrities, they do something wrong, put on the camera, they get everything set up, they just say a bunch of nothing. Absolutely nothing. What's really the point? You want the brownie points to be able to say that, oh, I apologize, I responded to the situation, but you didn't. And just for the record, I understand that she did technically say I'm sorry at the end, but a lot of creators are rightfully saying that if you're actually trying to make an authentic, genuine apology, then you would put that at the beginning and you would not put any fluff around it. It just sounded like she wanted to try and get ad revenue money and or just try and long out the situation. She knew what she was doing. And that's why so many people are still so upset with her and are massively unfollowing her, because they see through her lies. I feel like we are at a point where we are starting, slowly but surely, starting to realize that we are putting the wrong people up on pedestals, the wrong people that obviously don't care about social issues, don't care about social politics, don't care enough to use their platforms effectively in an appropriate manner. Because, by the way, you do not, I repeat, you do not need to be an expert on a situation to be able to speak up and spread awareness. You don't. That's just an excuse to be lazy. Sorry, that's just an excuse to not use a platform in the right way. That's just an excuse, and I'm just not having it. But you know, you guys, tell me what you think. But yes, thanks for watching, guys. If you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you like, you can head over to my TikTok, which is why I found the majority of this information anyway. You guys can let me know on there. And then, of course, you can head over to my Instagram. And guys, you're already here, so you might as well subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you in the next one.